pretend like they're on their side and they haven't heard a fucking word of it, right? Like I wonder a lot about all these people that like okay, so like for example, Aesop Rock just came out with a new album called Impossible Kid, right? And I've been listening to him for a long time since I was a kid, and you know, um, his this album got the most hits of any other album because oh, guess what, Mister Anthony Fantano there, fucking the needle drop guy, he made a review of it. So so now the anti-natalist gets some fucking coverage, but now it's just like I mean but before that, it's so funny because I used to watch his videos too, and he would just shit on him. He said in his albums like, oh, he fakes his voice and all this shit. And I know this is getting kind of rambly, but the point is that these people wouldn't be listening to that fucking new album if it wasn't for that fucking review from the big popular fucking hero guy to everybody. There's people that post comments in their videos that are so sheepish. They're just like, I have all your same opinions too, Fantano. Oh, you're my biggest hero, and shit. And it's just, I mean, why? Why do these people they can't? It's like they can't find inner something from inside themselves to get peace from. They can't find internally what is the answer, what is the way we can bring the suffering down. We can bring the fucking we can try to stop the asymmetry, right? In David Benatar's book, Better to Have Never Been, he says that there's an asymmetry between the pain and the good. Okay, so in the absence of pain is a good. So, I mean, these people, they want to hide that from themselves. They want to hide that from everybody else. They want to make fucking disgusting advertisements to try and propagandize people. I remember one of the last times I ever watched TV before they had the fucking digital switch bullshit, and I never gave a fuck after that. Um, they had this State Farm commercial that was like some fucking yuppie asshole, right? This State Farm government sanctioned fucking approved version of a white human being for the American people to look at, and he was like, "Oh, I'm never gonna have kids," and then it cuts to the next scene, and he's like, I'm, uh, uh, or no, he's like, I'm never getting married," and then the next scene he's married, and then I'm never having kids, and then the next scene is like his wife is giving birth and shit, like. Like that's the end result, right? Of having a strong belief. Like, how is that even possible? If you actually believe in the anti-natalism, that's not going to happen. It's just a propagandizing game where they want to make you fucking run the empire for them so they can make you a war machine. That's the idea. So they don't give a fuck about your actual beliefs or opinions or respecting those beliefs or opinions because they're on TV. They can just shove their fucking opinion down your throat and nobody will bat a fucking eye because oh hey it's the TV man. He's the TV people. I can relate to them. You know, it's a big fucking headache, man. Is what it really is. It's just a big fucking humanity is just a headache and a half. I swear to God. You know. And so many broken bridges too with people, man, where I mean these people this has been a thing throughout my whole life. I mean, I've had this strong fucking belief, right, that we should not have kids. I base it on rationality, skepticism, atheism, and these people they're supposed to be they say oh yeah I'm a rationalist, skepticalist, atheist, blah blah blah, fucking I don't know if I really even care that much about categorizing myself all that much as anything much more than an anti-natalist because there's still some things I disagree with on in Men Damn On. There's still some stuff I disagree with on all of his bigger like a lot of his bigger supporters because it's just I don't know. It's hard for people, it seems, to not just take everything that somebody believes wholesale and not just, question any bit of it anymore. That's the problem. So I try to distance myself from the groups where they focus around, one person or or the greater good or anything like that because there is no greater good. I mean, what we're causing is suffering. We're preaching our own funeral. I mean, I think I said that already, but we're preaching our own funeral, and it doesn't. there's nothing to be gained from, you know, there's just nothing to be gained from even putting up with the fucking natalists, man. Like that's what I'm saying. These people, all these people I knew as a teenager and shit, they believe, oh yeah, no, you're right. People shouldn't have kids. They could have stood up for that, right? There could have been an alternative reality, but they actually said, "Hey, wait a second. Maybe this guy is fucking right. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe we should stop the pain game. Maybe we should stop the gladiator games." They don't actually. They never believed the shit. They just they just say it 'cause it's convenient. That's the thing. The problem with people now too on the internet is it's too hard to argue with people, so they just pretend they fucking agree. I mean, that's been how other half my problem with people is, they don't want to say their disagreement. They just want to hide and not say what the problem is until the problem explodes in our fucking faces. Or usually the result is just one or the other just blocks somebody out of the blue because we don't even care, I mean, that's the callousness that we have for human life, and yet we're putting fucking new human lives on the earth every day for nothing. I mean, it's just there's no excuse. It's morally reprehensible for all of the problems in this world is the fucking natalists because they preach that we should fucking just do everything that our parents did, be a fucking fool like them, just go build the fucking glass castles like them so we can break them all down and fucking kill ourselves. I mean, we really just it's a suicide cult, man. I mean, it's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna die. Yeah, I'm gonna put another thing on the earth that's gonna die. We're gonna die together. I mean, if you look at it that way, I mean, it's fucking crazy, isn't it? It's really crazy. But for most of these people, you could explain that to them till your fucking face turns blue, and they will fucking forever have disdain for you and hate, and they won't ever respond to shit. They're just gonna fucking hide, man. They just hide from the reality of what they fucking caused to this planet. So I'm very fucking. I'm beyond fed up with that crap. So, I've had some plans in the works for a long time of making an FM radio show, about this subject. About antinatalism and about Efilism and about rejectionism, rejecting the fucking life game. I mean, rejecting that there's any benefit in this in spawning more people onto this fucking planet just so they can go die. I mean, it's just like Call of Duty. You just spawn again so you can fucking die and die and die and die and over and over and over again. It's just like. It's so symbolic too. It's like the exact type of people, the fucking natalist cunts, they play those same games over and over again where they die and they die and they die and they lose and they lose and they lose and they bitch and complain nonstop about how they lose, but they never talk about the winning, which could fucking possibly be the natalist, the anti-natalists, right? I mean, that's just, but that's, I guess, an extension of the metaphor. They're talking about the anti-natalists, but really, it's funny because the people are so negative still. They're very all negative. Even if they have kids, they're still gonna be like, oh, you're right, man. You shouldn't have kids and shit. But they don't give a fuck, man. They're just so callous in every way. There's no rationalizing with animals, man. There's no rationalizing with with these pig people who live in their own shit, who keep building bigger and bigger castles for no reason. I mean, where I live right now, it's a 10-mile city, right? And they're building fucking brand new, like they're cutting down trees and shit. Cutting down lots of fucking forestry and everything. They care so much about human life. Oh, yes, they care very much about the fucking fetus that is not even near a human being yet. You fucking morons. And yet they're just they're gonna bulldoze the fucking squirrels, just fucking bulldoze the trees and shit, just take it all away for the fucking greedy fucking mess of the glass castles, the fucking hotels, the fucking glitz and the glam, the fucking reality TV shows, the fucking, my mom, every time there's some stupid shit that happens here on TV. Like, oh, on the HGTV network, they had a show where they were in this town. It's like, get the fuck out of here with that. Why? Why are we doing this shit? Why are we obsessing over, oh, this was on the TV. This was, I saw this person say this, so it must be right. It must be good to fucking plunder and rape and pillage the fucking planet for absolutely nothing. I mean, that's the game they want to play, man, and it's just, and I've seen a lot of people like this throughout my life too, and they're just scared, man. They're scared to say anything because this place that we're at is so conservative, so lack of a concern. There's no concern, man. I mean, I was in San Diego a while back, and they just, they're building like, oh, there's like a brand new fucking giant skyscraper and shit, and everyone, there's like thousands of people walking down the street. It's the second most fucking populated city. I think it's either in California or in the United States, one or the other. So, there's a big fucking problem when we're just building all these castles and shit, and there's these random fucking people just coming across the street at like, a rate of 10 people every fucking 5 seconds. It's just not sustainable. I mean, and these people, they'll tell you like, that's right, it isn't sustainable. And then they'll go right ahead and have the fucking kid, and they'll just go ahead and excuse it because, hey, guess what? It was me. It was my fucking sperm, so I'm good. Everything that I did was good. Everything that happened on this, everything that I caused had no negative effect whatsoever. I didn't, my life didn't cost this much acres of forest, 20 acres of forest on average for a human life. It didn't cost that. It didn't cost all the other animal life that you're likely to just consume. I tried to be, I've tried a lot to be to focus my diet on like veganism, but I still have my struggles with meat. It is one of my vices, I feel like, throughout my whole life, because I always have had a problem with the meat industry, but I just, I haven't always been able to just go completely without meat. I don't know, it's just a matter of convenience, I think. But anyways, the point is that, that's what it really takes, though, at this point, to be a concerned person at this point. It can be concerned, if you're actually concerned about the well-being of other life, you need to be an antinatalist. You need to at least consider that you're eating meat, and if you eat meat, maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe you should just cut down. Maybe you should, try to stop. That's the idea. We need to cut down on all the waste, all the excess, all the clutter, all of the bullshit that keeps just, shoving itself down our throat every single day, Oh yeah, the Internet of Things. I was gonna talk about that. Yeah, that was what I was gonna say earlier. So the Internet of Things, man, that's exactly what they want to turn. That's exactly where the game is headed now. Is they want to make it into idiocracy, where everybody is hooked up to the Internet at all times. The idea is they want to have everything hooked up to the Internet, right? So, fucking, solar panels, houses, cars, fucking, probably couches and shit. They want you to be a fucking zombie so that you can consume, and don't think about it ever. That's bad. Don't think about anything. Just take it like a bitch and keep sitting there and just, hiding from what the actual reality is of our situation, which is preaching our own fucking funeral. So I think that's about the best I can say about this at this point. Like I said, it's like 4 a.m. so